Hello, I'm the Curator, and this is today's item. Now, some of the more toy-minded of you watching might have already correctly identified this as a Jacob's Ladder. Now, it's a sort of folk toy. It's been around for a while. No, as with most folk toys, nobody really knows precisely where it comes from. It's fun. I got it originally from this place called Wigan Pier when I was at Ordsall Hall. No, it was Wigan Pier, I remember, from when I was in primary school. And it was hilarious. I was like the only person with it at mind, and every other person in my 30-odd person class had one of those sort of cork pop toy gun things. I'm not even kidding. Every single person, no matter what, creed, colour, religion, origin, nationality, even the stupid or really clever ones, they all had pop guns. And I just thought, sod that, not having a gun, I want this weird thing. I didn't even know what it was, but I thought, it's something intriguing, it'll be worth it. It wasn't too pricey, I remember. And let's see if I can get this in front of the camera. The main sort of spiel of it, as it were, is that it's sort of like an illusion in a fashion because of the way it's constructed. Let me just try and sort of there, you might be able to see that there, so if the focus would like to work. No matter the YouTuber, they always have a problem with the focusing on the camera. See the sort of like interlocking string ribbons? So, it looks like they're sort of flipping over when it's just sort of moving in a sort of fancy sort of way. I've seen a similar mechanism used in a glasses case and a calculator. You sort of rolled it open, and you could sort of keep rolling it over and over and over, so it sort of didn't have a single sort of specific sort of hinge, if that kind of makes sense. It's really fun to play around with, certainly. Jacob's Ladder is a ladder to heaven. I'm really not a religious person. I'm not that keen on Christianity in general, but I know that Mr. Jacob of the Jesus times decided that he wanted to make a ladder to go and see God and have cups of tea or whatever they did in Jesus times. And as usually happens, I think he got a sort of godly equivalent of a slap to the wrist, and he got sent back down to earth or something of that nature. As you can see, this is the ideal tool with which to ascend to the heavens to meet Mr. J. Christ and Sons. Yeah, so it's quite a fun little toy, and I really enjoy it because it's so simple yet brilliant at the same time, because there's a sort of a lot of engineering has gone into building this thing. It's sort of multi-purpose in a way as well, because you could do it. It's not just the sort of flipping down. You can sort of, it's hard to explain, but there's types of toys that are sort of fiddlers, if that makes sense. I know that sounds a bit odd and really bad connotations. I probably should have worded that better, but there are toys which you can just have in your hands and sort of mess about with. They don't really have to have a point, and they don't really have to have a definitive use. Like, you could do that like that. You could make the blocks flip over like that, or you could just have them as that and make various combinations of colours. And I had something of this nature. I'll probably find it. I'll probably do it in another video when I find out the name of it. But it was sort of like a sort of selection of blocks, so it was sort of intertwined, and you could sort of fold them all up into different shapes. And that I would put in the same class of sort of toys as this. You could just sort of mess about with, and just sort of, it's sort of like keeping your hands busy, if that makes sense, that type of toy. You don't have to put too much thought in it. You could just have it in your hands, and it's sort of more sort of instinctive, the fiddling that you do with something of this nature. And it's just fun to just have about. It's not too loud, so it won't be too bothersome. It's just wooden blocks. The colours are quite nice, as you can see. you know, like 2 types of blue, orange, red, yellow and green, and I imagine, and I know I count myself amongst these, but I imagine there's a section of people there that would have a purple bit there instead, and then that would be representing the Shadow Temple. Reference. Anyway, it's a fun little toy. You should definitely go and have a look for one. There are plenty of variations. If you want to go somewhere where some of those variations are observed upon and used, go and look at Grand Illusions. You probably know them if you're looking at my channel. They're better than I am. Tim and his toys and the chaps who make it. I really need to get better fitting gloves, don't I? And yeah, so Jacob's Ladder. It's very fun to play with, and bits of wood and ribbon. Thank you very much for watching, and good day to you all.